Boom, boom, boom. Stay locked, because we're the bomb.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is the Boom Bar right here on your Boom Radio NG. I bid you a warm welcome to the bar this very interesting, wet
in Lagos.
Thursday. It's not just Lagos, apparently.
Oh.
Yes, I heard that in Ibadan it was huge rain as well.
Okay.
So, and I think there was one other state. So I think that it's safe to say that a couple of places in the southwest saw a lot of this rains today. So a wet day down here in the country. And if you got any other rain, shout out to you. It is. They say it's showers of blessings. So we'll stick to that. We'll stick to that.
We always say that.
Okay, so really and truly, with the heat that has been for the past couple of days, I think that it's safe to say yes, it is.
Could fry an egg.
Yes, but we also realize that with the volume of rains that we see, also comes the
intending problems. Yeah.
Intending problems of impending floods and all that. So yes, I think that people need to be very careful as we speak. So anyway, go in from today. If you're joining us for the very first time, we bid you a warm welcome. It is the bar where we give you everything just around Nigeria and the world at large. Basically, we talk about music, sports, entertainment, and everything else in between. So, welcome. And my name is Oladolupo. You know, the one and only. Yeah, you've been wondering, why am I saying that?
It's becoming a mantra.
I'm the only Oladolupo you know.
Okay.
And that's it.
Are you sure?
Yup.
Okay, all right.
That's it.
My name is Tokumbo Ojekunle. Will welcome you.
And he's not the only Tokumbo you know.
He's the only with this sisters, Olu Tokumbo. It's so brilliantly put together.
Yeah.
Not Ade, not just Olu. I'm wondering how did that come about? How did that come about?
Okay, how did that come? Olu Tokumbo, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's how it came about. So you're not the only Tokumbo around. And then you please.
My name is Shola Rogers. My phone is off, and
Oh, sorry.
My name is Shola Rogers. It's always a blessing to be here, and God bless you guys for always being there for us, man.
Yeah. So let's definitely get right into today's show. Just wanted to put it out there for people that do not know. It is the International Day of the Boy Child. It's such a beautiful thing. Sadly, I don't know if we call it sadly. It's as much as how the boy child is kind of overlooked because of the idea of, I think it helps with is the idea of there's so much talk about patriarchy and everything. It did not start this celebration until about 2018. Just recently, yes. And we know the way we go on about International Day of the Girl Child, Women's Day, and all that. But today is the International Day of the Boy Child, and with the theme, Cool Boys, How to Manage Anger and Aggression.
Cool boys.
Yes.
Cool, that's cool.
Cool, yes.
Oh, that's
so. If time permits
swaggy.
us, we'll definitely get back to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, the senators accused governors of killing local governments in the country. Also, remember the issue of the orphan girls in Niger State? We are definitely good there. Update to that, and looks like there's some basbos happening at the moment that we will definitely get to. Also, the minimum wage issue, and I think that it is safe to say that we saw this coming. We definitely saw this coming. So we will talk about that. ASU is in the news again. And I think on this one, the president got this on himself. Sadly, if they're not careful, the way they're going. Anyway, we will get to that also.
Yeah.
And a few other things. Governor Fubara is still in the news again. There's news coming from Oyo State. Interesting news. Very interesting news. Hope time permits us to get to it. Also, the bit of sport news. Portable is in the news. Portable is in the news. Portable.
Okay.
And a few other things, a few other international stories as time permits us. So let's get right into the show. Now, first things first, the Nigerian Senate has accused governors of killing the local government system in the country. And they had said that they would ensure the Constitution and the Electoral Act amendments provide for INEC, that's the Independent National Electoral Commission, to conduct elections at the local government level. Now, all this, this is a fallout, basically from a motion sponsored by Senator Suleiman Kawu, where there was an urgent need. He had talked that there was an urgent need for the local government system to be resuscitated. Also, there were talks of how the president had also sent correspondence to the National Assembly, talking about how, asking them to rejig or amend the Electoral Act to make sure that the Independent National Electoral Commission, that's the federal, determine and conduct local government elections, and it is not under the whims and caprices of the states
any longer.
Yeah.
Oh, if it's approved. Yeah, I was looking at it from just before we came on. I think everything has been deliberately lined up. This call for state government to probably allow local governments, to breathe, let me put it in my words, not their words, is also coming on the verge or on the tip of the president asking that INEC, which is, let me use the word central INEC, to conduct local government elections, state-wise. I think honestly that we should be looking at the relationship, which is perfectly done, between governors and local governments. It's been a far cry from real, and things have not been really properly shaped out. Over time, people even tag it towards when you're expecting money, to be given out to local governments. Your boss, which is the overall governor, will probably sit on the money a while and begin to trickle these things out. So people were actually advocating that money should be given directly to the local government bosses to align with. But the party structure is so deeply rooted in every state. And I believe, honestly, that if we need to look at these things closely, supporting the fact that, governors should realign their relationship with the local government bosses, how impacting will that be? Because party strength and policies tend to be a little bit higher, in consideration. Party situations are usually well respected, and it's almost like a taboo to run past the party structures.
So before you hold on, continue. Peterman has a comment already. Comments actually. He says, finally, the topic I've been waiting for. We didn't even care about states and federal in the 80s. Our local government was everything. Education, healthcare, environmental, roads, agri, bring it back, I beg you. So, to answer your question, now, I saw something I wanted to put out there. So, there are a couple of states that, as of April 15, 2024, that do not have local government chairman. Anambra State, for one, is run by caretaker committees. Akwa Ibom is run by interim transition committees. Adamawa have elected chairman. And Abia State, they said elections could not hold on May 19th, 2023 because of 2 court orders restraining the commission from going ahead with the polls. That's the most recent election they had was June 2020. if we move on from that, okay, so in Kwara State, the last election that they had was in November of 2017, and all local government chairmen were suspended and is being run by Transition Implementation Committee. Elections are meant to come up in 2025.
Up until now.
Up until now. Okay, so we move on from that. And so there are a few that have also been in Bauchi State, for example. The governor sacked all caretaker committee. The director of administration in each local government is expected to take over the administration.
Okay, this, like Peterman said, is a very important topic, and I'm glad that we're discussing it today based off the premise of what the Senate is discussing and what the President of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, talked about a few days ago by, sending a message to them about the local government elections being conducted by the Central Electoral Body, which is an independent body. The first thing that I would like to talk about is take a bit of glory for myself. Like, for years I've been advocating for it. Take the local government elections away from the states. The governors have this power that they do not deserve to have. And the reason why I say that is based on the fact that if you go statistically, the local government elections are conducted in a way that the party of the governor always wins all the seats.
Automated.
In most of the states, if not all the states.
Automated, yes.
In most of the states. And it's not possible. It's not possible. Look at the federal elections and the state elections that we had last year, and you look at the voting patterns and everything. It's not possible in all. I'm not saying that it's something that has never happened, but it's not supposed to be like that. Now, Peterman referred to how the local governments were very important in the 70s and the 80s.
Yes.
I remember growing up in Surulere, and our streets were swept. Not by people with brooms, but actually mechanized. And I'm wondering if that was possible in the 80s, what's going on now? They actually came to fumigate. They used to come fumigate the gutters and all of that. And these were all local government actions in the 80s. And now this is 2024, and everybody's focusing on the president. Oh, there's mosquito in front of you as the president. Because the state governments have killed the local governments indeed.
Actually,
Okay, so Chief
them.
Owonikoko says the
Incapacitated
mayor of
them.
New York City is more powerful than the governor of New York State. Let that sink in.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah,
I agree with
yeah,
him. I agree with him. And that's it's actually a reality.
The power.
It's a reality.
The
and
power is on the local
we
government.
we allowed the governors become so powerful. And it's this constitution that they are operating in Nigeria needs a total rejig anyway. But let's even go with what's on ground. I had a couple of my friends were councillors in Surulere in 99, the first time that this dispensation started and everything. And I had first-hand experience with them. My friend that was councillor for the Yaba into Barracks Love Garden access would walk from his house. He had moved to the Tejosho side of Surulere. He would walk from his house to his parents' home at Love Garden. I've gone on those walks with him, and he knows virtually everybody. And this was Councillor Alpha with
True.
the bridge. There was a time that Barracks bridge was shut down. He got it shut down and fixed by the state government. And so he did that, and people were hailing him, and the school fees that you promised, don't worry, I'll get it to you. The bad part was that they virtually fleeced us.
They will fleece you.
Like he had to drop money here.
Because
Someone wanted to buy starch to starch his shirt. So he would ask me. He would always say, Rogers, give them. Rogers, just give them.
Fountain.
I'll reimburse you.
He's
Don't worry.
the sauce.
Because he comes out and says, that he doesn't have cash, but his friend has.
He's the sauce.
So this one wants to buy Ogi. We shall did that, but that's like direct governance. And they knew him, and they will come to his office at the local government in Surulere, around the Olile Gogoro, and that is local government as at 99.
Yeah.
But if you go back now, most of those guys they are invisible because the governors have made them useless, rendered them useless.
Their existence.
So
That's the first
some
one.
of them
And not even existence.
some of them are only just there, just to get paid,
As figureheads,
get their salary, and that's it. The local government chairmen are even worse.
Yeah,
But-
it's sorry.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
It's something I was going to say something. It's something that was said here a lot when people ask questions, and the president is always the problem, which you had said earlier. Everything is the federal government. If it's not the federal government, it's your governor. But I think that as much as we actually educate people that you need to find out who your local government chairman is, as the system even portray those people as existent, for us to ask questions. You don't even know when local government election is happening. That's even if it ever happens. We've been in this country where someone had gone almost 8 years.
Yes.
No elections.
No election. So who really and truly, when we probably chastise people that everything is not the president, the truth is that who are they supposed to ask?
And again, if you look at the structure of governance and government, everything goes from primary, secondary to tertiary.
Yeah.
Health. Primary healthcare centers are supposed to be under the
They
local
will now
government.
say that the roads are not good. Health care centers
so
are not. There's
Right now,
nobody
you
looking
cannot
at-
visit
So,
those. You can't visit
You
those
find
health centers.
you find people.
Who's looking
You find
over
people.
them?
You can't.
You find people who should be going to a PHC in Ibadan. Go to UCH.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be. They should be referred. You know, then the state hospitals, like the one at that place where
Adeoyo.
Adeoyo, you know, people go there. But ideally, the structure, because, you know, I experienced it in America where the first place we went to was one of those clinics around. Then we were referred to state, you know.
When it's beyond them.
Yeah, you know, because there's levels to this thing. And this is what we need to bring back the local government on a tough level. And if they even do it properly, guys, what it means is that the chairman will not be afraid of the governor anymore.
Yeah.
The chairman is a governor on his own.
On his
so
own.
what that means is that he has to perform. If he doesn't perform, they will kick him out.
As a matter
The
of
councillor
fact-
must perform. You know that the chairman, people don't even know that it's a parliamentary system.
It
I
is.
don't know
all the
because
councillors,
is he existent?
all the councillors are actually
They
are members of parliament.
Oh,
Then
okay.
the chairman.
So, sorry, hold on. We have a councillor in the house.
Okay.
So Chief Onikoko says, I was a councillor in Ayekire local government in
Good.
Ekiti from 1993 to 2003.
Wow.
Tell us.
They invested in primary care, education, and agriculture, and was planning for mechanized farming before the invasion of the state government.
Invasion, right?
Invasion,
Yeah, yeah. You know, because the state government virtually just killed
They
everything.
killed the whole
did.
system.
And you know, the sad part was
They
that
did. They did.
you are now handing money. You hand money to the governor. Then the governor now comes and says, "Okay, you take this peanut," and
They
he
were,
moves
they
on.
were actually piecing the money.
Yes.
Okay, it meant
Listen, it's-
1999 to 2003.
Yeah, I was going to say that it was 99.
Yeah.
99.
It was 99.
It was
You know,
you
same
know-
set
you
with
know,
my guys that I was referring to was 99. So you talking about
I
you wanted
think-
to say
yes,
something? Let me allow
I
you.
think honestly that over time, did we murder democracy?
Yes.
I think we deliberately
I would-
murdered democracy.
yeah,
I lived in a community. Yeah, I've said it a number of times before. Olale Daudu Bankolimo area. They call that the New Lagos then. Okay, and I can tell you straight. Look, the fun of being together and knowing that there was a Mr. or Chief Goodluck who was representing that area. We will look at his house every day, go around. Now they also organized entertainment and fun. They had competitions, flower show they called it. They will come out, score your house, your garden, and everything. It was so lovely and so beautiful. But we started losing it gradually. Education was king. We did not allow the children, right, to come together. They did not allow that to happen in as much as they wanted to. And I'm using the word carefully because I remember many a times the Commissioner of Education then, I think it was Reverend Adesola, he tried to visit every local government, every local, he was going round and round, but it was futile because something was just not happening. It was not, as they say now, the Gen Zs, there was no gelling between the local government bosses and the governors.
And the governors.
And it is still the same thing is still
now,
happening.
Chief Owonikoko
It's
says,
still
I blame
happening.
Obasanjo for allowing himself be blackmailed by the governors in 2003. His greed fight against Atiku and his quest for a third term gave the governors immunity and control over the local government.
Completely
No, so
on
now,
point.
even if that is on point, now,
Oh.
he's not been the only president since then.
Oh.
He's been
But-
out of
but guess
power
what?
since 2007.
The only
How
person-
come we're in 2024
And it's still
and it's still happening? I
So,
know that to a large
it will
extent.
be wrong-
President Buhari talked
that's why
about.
he
He
carry
has
on, carry
started
on.
giving monies directly
To
the
the
local
local
government,
governments.
even though we know that it might have helped a little bit,
Yeah.
but it also happens if there's even an election in the first place.
So
Number one.
So that's why the power of organizing the elections must be taken to INEC.
Out, yeah, it needs to be taken out.
Why does the local government chairman serve for 3 years? What was the rationale behind the 3-year tenure? Let everybody have the
Let
same 4
everybody have
years.
4 years.
Let the elections happen one day. Do you understand? As I'm voting for my local government chairman, I'm voting for my councillors, I'm voting for House of Assembly, House of Reps, Senate, and President. Let's have
The
that
same
election.
day.
Let's
have that
Across
election
board.
and let it be organized by INEC.
Yeah.
It's going to be cheaper on the long
It's
run.
so, it's so scattered
Okay,
now.
so Peter Man says, "What's the look what they talk? What did I do now? Who willingly gives up power?
Nobody.
I agree.
It's
I
right.
agree with
Nobody
you.
willingly gives up power, and that's what is happening, and that's why we're suffering. Now, the beauty of it is that if we can get them to correct this at the Senate and House of Rep level, the governors will lose a large chunk of their
They
power.
would.
Yeah.
Again,
And
remember
this is what we talked
Remember
about
that-
a few days ago.
They would.
Yes.
They have too much power.
remember that if, for instance, I want to become a councillor now or a local government chairman, and I know that INEC is organizing this election, and I belong to XYZ party, and you are OPP party, the ruling party, that doesn't guarantee you a win.
No.
Do
It
you understand?
doesn't.
And if you did not put me there as governor, or your governor didn't put me there, and I win this election,
I do not owe
I'm not
him-
answerable to him.
I'm not answerable
So
to
what
him.
that does is that
Yeah.
it's now down to me performing.
Yeah.
It also means now that I would now have to sponsor my own councillors too, because there's a parliament. It is a parliamentary system.
I know.
People don't
I'm
get
following
it
you,
because
Shola.
what the local chairman, the local government chairman, now has the power to now employ or select his own cabinet. Those are the supervisory councillors. So you have the supervisory councillor for works, supervisory councillor for health, and all of that. And that you now see is a microcosm of what you have at the federal and state level.
On state level.
And this is the way forward for Nigeria. If Nigeria does not do this, we will continue to go round and round in circles,
Yeah.
and everybody will continue to blame
see.
president for everything that they should be blaming local government and state
So
government
if
for.
I-
Shola, everything
let
we
me-
have
let
said
me
now,
shock you.
yeah,
Let me
okay,
shock you.
Okay.
Anambra State, as we speak, has been under caretaker committees for 18 years.
Yeah, since 2014.
I won't deny it. I won't
Is it
argue.
2014 or-
I will not argue against that. I will never argue against that. Everything Shola said earlier is in an ideal situation. Right now, by the way, those things you brought out now, main reason why the parties, including the controlling parties, including the governors, would not allow the local governments to breathe.
Yeah.
They will lose control from the basis. They know the importance of votes. The votes and the
That's
people.
it. But at least let's start something.
Manipulation will start
So
at the
take, for
basic
example,
level. Basic
if
level.
By 18 years ago is when they had an election in Anambra State government. This is not a shade to anybody. It is what it is. So you're going to tell me that the former Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi, when he was governor as well, they did not have elections.
They had no. They had.
You
no-
did,
yeah.
you did
That's what
follow
they mean.
the.
I think
what?
he organized one on his way out or something.
You did not follow the rule
Okay.
of law
Yeah.
to a large extent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you now want to be president now. Come on.
No.
Oh, well,
It's the truth.
It's
Anyway,
beyond
It
him.
is.
It-
I was
it's
going
beyond
to
him.
say that.
They are almost all
All
of them are culpable.
That's what I'm saying. It's
All
not
of
just
them are
him,
culpable.
But you have a comment that I
So
think you
Chief
want to read.
Orikoko says, unknown to many, collection of motor parks, shops and market taxes is
Yeah.
for local government, not states. Most local governments in Lagos should be swimming in money without federal allocation.
Billions.
I totally agree with you.
Billions.
You know, the funny thing is that we see a
Yes.
fraction of local government in Lagos State, for example, do a lot of work. And that's what we cannot deny it. But the truth is that it's a fraction. And even if it's just a fraction, what's the fraction of the people not working? Now, what happens in other states as well?
You see, what happens in other states is also down
Because
to the,
you now see
to the
a
fact
few of these local governments do nice things in Lagos and you think it's wow.
It's
but it
down,
should be
it's down to the fact that it's now the individual, the governor, and his own whims and caprices, like whatever he feels like. If a governor comes in and feels like, oh, the rule of law says that I should organize an election. Take Oyo State, for instance. the outgoing governor then organized the local government towards the end of his tenure, local government election. The governor that came in, Sheyi Makinde, cancelled the whole thing.
Throw them out.
They always
They
do
cancelled
it
it.
when they're about to leave.
But
Yeah,
Right? Yeah, right? That's what
see,
they do.
it's one to
No.
organize the election. It's another thing for a new person to come and chase them out. These are duly elected people.
People.
And he
So
said,
what does
not
it
how.
mean?
and he said, they deliberately don't want these things to
And
work.
then they went to court
They
and
don't
they
want
gave
these
these
things to
people
work.
compensation. But now I think if last week or 2 weeks ago
They
they
took it
finally
back.
did another
Another election. Yeah.
Again, and I'm like, why?
And guess what happened in the
oh
Oyo
yeah,
State?
oh yeah.
Oyo State the PDP cleared everything.
Yeah.
And that's what happens even in states dominated by the APC.
It does. It
And
happens
states dominated by
everywhere.
They are
every
the
party.
same and same thing.
Yeah.
They are the same and same thing.
It's the same
All of
thing.
them the same. Okay, look at it. Conducting elections, is it free? It comes
it's
with a
not.
huge budget. And then the huge budget decides that they have actually decided.
Yeah, but it's
And somebody
basically
comes in,
sponsoring it.
and somebody comes in and says, no, all of them going, give them caretaker, whatever, committee.
another side-
And caretaker committees continue to work, and everybody claps and we welcome it.
Another sad thing that we must look at is the so-called state independent electoral commissions, the state-owned, last year all the state-owned ones. They don't have anything to do most times. They're just there. Because the elections do not happen as frequently as they should.
As they should. So
Maybe
they're just-
Lagos State is different. But a lot of the states probably don't even have a state electoral body.
They do,
because the
they
governors don't have plans to organize, any local
anything.
government.
The only
elections.
time they work is when it's
Almost
federal
time for the federal elections.
Now, Peterman says tenement rates. Oh, okay, it's continuing what the list that Chief Odikoko says. Tenement rates, right of occupiers, radio and TV licenses,
I remember that
sewage
one.
disposal, signboard and religious places permit fees,
Yes.
slaughter slab fees, liquor license and cattle tax is all for the
Yeah,
local
I
government.
remember that on and off license that they used to
Off and off
give
the-
the people who sell alcohol.
Alcohol.
Yeah.
It's such a very,
Off
very
license, on license.
horrible
The
system.
structures are still there. Oh.
I
They have refused to work
I
off
just
them.
feel that
You know,
one
we
thing
still
that
have them there.
the Senate needs to do, like what Esther had said, is that
Yeah.
why can't we just align everything? If since we're having elections, 1 week for presidential elections, another second week for state elections, the third week for local government elections.
We have a whole program. Everybody
Everybody
knows.
has 4
Everybody
years,
knows.
and
Yes.
we move on.
You know?
And we move on.
You know, because it's become a tool. It's become a tool for the so-called governors. What they do is that they use it to prepare for the next elections also. And if we can't have that. But if we're all going blind at the same time and have these elections
can't
at the
move
same
forward.
time,
Yeah.
then that's when we get success. That's when we get progress. The prayer is that, you know, we take it so serious that even the media starts to organize debates at that level, create
yeah.
a platform for the local government people to have a
yes.
say,
To say.
and
And people
assess
will even have an idea of
and
who
assess
they are
the
voting
people
for.
Who
that
they
you're
are
going to
voting
vote
for.
for.
They don't even
you
know. They don't
But these
even
days,
know.
even when you go out to vote in Lagos, that is organizing on a
It's
you
political
don't even
appointments.
know those guys.
They
Some
don't-
people just go out to vote based on
Party
Somebody said to
affiliation.
me-
affiliations, and you find out. Guess what happens?
Yeah.
All the local government elections in Lagos in recent times,
Yeah.
people just stay at home.
Do people even know it was
But
happening?
The apathy at the federal level is terrible because the entire number of people who voted for Tinubu and Obi and Atiku and the rest and Showore and the rest of them, they're not even up to 50% of the registered voters.
You said that.
Then you now go to, yes,
You
if
said that.
the facts are there, then the state one is worse. Then local government, people don't even go out at all.
They
don't
don't.
even
Do you
know.
know people in local governments have come out to say they don't even know the councillor.
They can't know
That's
now.
what I'm s-
They
do
don't
you-
even have an idea.
Okay, I have a question.
And the
Okay.
councillor doesn't owe you anything
doesn't-
because you didn't
Okay,
vote for him.
Vote for him.
I have a question. You live, the little I know, you live in a GRA owned by the Lagos State government. Do you know the councillor or the local government chairman that is under your?
Direct question, Dolupo.
Yes, do you?
Direct answer, no.
Can I answer on his behalf? The chairperson of his local government was still there a few weeks ago. Yesterday, today is Thursday. On Tuesday, that same person had a meeting with all the chairmen of this of your
Of my area.
community. During the last estate election meetings, which is usually the last Saturday of the month, they attended the meeting in your estate and my estate. So, direct answer to that is that this particular local government, the chairperson, she's a woman, princess, is doing a lot of interaction and engagement. I'm telling you now because I know. So you asked a direct question, and I like being factual. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So this is what you asked, and that's why I know Tokunbo would not know.
No,
because again, a lot of you people.
But you know that it's actually
I said
wrong.
no.
It's actually wrong that he doesn't
I said
know.
no.
It is wrong because a lot of them are not interested. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Oh.
Tokunbo is not that interested. Dolukba is not that interested.
Let me explain this.
Shola is interested.
Shola,
That's why Shola is involved in the community.
It's nice for you to be
I like
interested.
the way you are blowing it,
No,
Shola.
I like the way
But I
he's
know it's
interested.
really fine.
But at times, it should be okay. Take for example.
No, I was going to say something.
A governor
Okay,
is
say yours.
there's government state elections.
Yes.
The candidates are literally in our faces.
Okay.
They're not going anywhere.
For governorship and stuff like that.
So when you want to,
You cannot
when-
compare.
Okay.
You cannot compare
Let me
when
ex-
you
let me
say they are
explain
in
this.
your faces.
No.
They have a
So-
large budget for the media exposures that
Let
they
me
have.
explain.
But
You
the
can't-
but
you
the
can't
local
compare-
government, but the local government
No,
have
no.
a smaller set of people to go with.
You see, Tokunbo has to say something. And
I
when
want
he's
to
done,
say
will
what I want to say.
Yes, he has to say something.
This is what I want to say. Listen, Shola, you have interest in this thing. So you're not even just now, your interest in politics has been way, way back from the, as you said, 80s and stuff. Fine. I like that. Okay. And that's being honest. But I will tell you something. People have different reasons for actions they have taken. Over time, I will tell you boldly, I lost interest in politics. I did. I faced what I could do, my best stuff. I could stay. I stood by that because, again, it is not saying that I was right for keeping off it. I'm only saying this because I'm still pointing back to the councillors, the governors, people in politics, that you need to do a lot of stepping out as well.
Yes, that's where
Bigger
my
time step
I
out.
don't have to be interested in it for me to
not
see
small
it
thing.
around.
And sometimes
There's
you're not
another
even.
comment.
You're not
There's
even.
another
comment.
After
Sometimes,
Tokunbo.
okay. Sometimes you're not even in the picture because either probably work took you off the area where you reside for a few times. Maybe you're away for a year or two or whatever, but you come back. I'm not saying that I have done well by not knowing them, but honestly and truly, they need to be in my face.
Exactly. That's where my
They
own
need to be
issue
in my
is.
face.
Okay,
Okay,
read
so
the comment
BT
and I
616
have the
says,
right of reply.
Let me add my own merriment and road closure fee, wharf landing charge, both river and sea.
Yes.
Wrong parking charge, naming of streets, customary burial ground and kiosk and refuse
Oh,
disposal.
that's one.
True.
I totally agree.
That's one.
All of this are under the local
Shola,
government,
wow.
but most of the states have
I've taken
deliberately
over.
they've killed the local government so that they can get all of this IGR. Now
Directly.
remember that the same states are also getting the federal allocations. Remember that the same states are also getting other ways of getting funds into their coffers, and they are now taking over the duties of the local government, and we must kick against it. Now back to the personal questions and discussions that we were having, because we're not going to waste time on it, but I'm just going to say they need to step up. I agree with Tokunbo and Dolukbo. They should try and be in your face. I agree with you. But let's be honest, these people thrive on your apathy. You know, politicians will get away with blue murder because they know that nobody's going to ask them a question. The day that we had flooding issues, and I stepped up straight to the same local government chairman and the House of Assembly member for this neighborhood, and I said to them, we don't feel your impact here. You don't do this, you don't do this, you don't do that. They gave me their numbers. Sadly, I didn't even save those numbers. They gave me their numbers, and they started telling me the things that they are done and they plan to do and do more and all of that. Guess what? Engagement is important. So what we need to do is to bridge that gap. Maybe as a media platform, maybe as individuals, we must look for a way, and government must create a feedback mechanism, a channel that people can actually take what the government is doing and what the people are saying and bring it on a platform. That's what we need to do. But we must step up too. We want people to step up. It's because you don't call them out. That's why they will do anything. So that was me challenging you guys, not trying to put you down, but just say that we all must step up. All of us.
Okay, all right. So
just
we need to
just
move
one
on
thing.
quickly
Just
from
one thing
this.
quickly. Just one thing quickly. Honestly, believe. Party men, owners of parties, those who control parties, whether party A, B, or C, all right, should listen attentively to issues like this that we are raising. From the onset, right? Party structures should begin to let their people know that once you enter the cloak of a councillorship and you are standing for the people, your involvement in party dealings and all that should now be a little bit central to your vision and principles, not only standing by to represent the parties. Parties are too much in everything, and because of their involvement, they affect governors as well, who will begin to let me tell you, the governor himself will look at it and say, I need to control all the councillorship seats in this area because my party needs it. And then we've had people who came out from nowhere, let me use the word nowhere, in Lagos. It was during the period where they were campaigning that those names and family names started coming out. All of a sudden, where is this one coming from? It's from Osun State. Where is this one coming from? It's from Ijebu State. It is because we have refused to understand what we mean by grassroots politics.
Okay. So we'll see.
And not to carry them on. It's not working.
We definitely will follow that.
Before
okay, we kind of need to.
Before Dolupo moves us on, I just want to reiterate that this will be the most important thing to happen to Nigeria if we can bring back a proper local government structure.
Yeah, so we'll definitely follow that story, and then we move on quickly. So there's an update on a conversation that we had about I think 2 days ago, and this was what's happening in Niger State, where the Minister of Women Affairs had come out, raised an alarm of the number of about the marrying of about 100 girls. Marrying off of about 100 underage girls, according to her. She's saying that some are as young as 13 because they're orphans and all that. And so she made a lot of noise about it, and that she was going to sue, and it was being sponsored by the Speaker of the House of Assembly in Niger State, and she was going to sue the Speaker if that went on. Now, sorry, before I go on, Chief Owonikoko says, my friend in Abeokuta South local government won the chairmanship seat as a barber. Grassroots politics was alive back then.
Word.
Totally
That's the word.
Then.
And as a grassroots person, you must deliver.
So now, the Niger State Speaker and a couple of other people have come out to give knocks to the minister. So number one, the Speaker is saying that he had nothing about it. It wasn't a constituency project, and that this community just came to meet him, and that he just helped and sponsored the weddings. They're saying that are they orphans? Yes, but none of them are younger than 18, and it's a voluntary thing. But that most of them, their fathers are late, so the family cannot do not have enough funds to marry them. They want to get married, but they don't have enough funds to get them married. So that's why it's helping them. Also, there's a council of imams in Niger State that has also come out to ask that she needs to withdraw a lot of statements that she made. They're calling on the president to sack her. That the Speaker is saying that she could have actually summoned him, and he could have come to Abuja, and he could have explained his side of the story, but she just went to the media quickly without getting all the facts, and that wedding would go on as planned.
Okay, so quickly, on behalf of the minister, I'm not holding brief for her, but I've seen her response to all of those things that were said, and she said that there was that one, she didn't just jump on it, that she was petitioned. And in her own words, when my children call, I must answer. She's the Minister for Women Affairs. She said, two, that it was time bound. That if she was going through that process of trying to say, can we talk, can we meet, that the thing would have gone ahead. So she had to raise an alarm. And the alarm actually worked, in fairness to her. Because that's why we're all talking about it now. You know, so she said that it's not as if she just wants to jump on one thing that's popular or not, but that she was petitioned. And when she gets those kind of calls, she now went ahead to. So I was watching it on AIT, and someone now asked her in the studio that, look, this thing is most likely based on poverty and people not being able to take care of themselves. And I don't know why people think that marriage is a way out of poverty. I don't know if wealth is marriageally transferred. The word I wanted to use, you guys use the alley of it. I can't use it. The extra-ally, you know. So
I don't know.
Is that a way to wealth? Or well, maybe. But I know women will have something to say about that, and I don't think it's right. However, she's saying that the girls, she has evidence that some of them are underaged. That she has evidence, and that's why she wants to go to court to ensure that this, So we're trying to balance the story here because we're not going to have a one-sided discussion, especially when we don't have access to these two parties who are having this discussion.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so Chief Owodi Koko says all the pancake robbing ladies in this government have been a disappointment. Okay, should I be honest with you?
Can I take this out?
Should I be honest with you? I think that the minister probably could have handled this situation a little better. I think that before the alarm, really and truly, did you actually speak to the stakeholders involved? Did you go to the local government, speak to the speaker? Okay, says this is you call it a constituency project, talk to him. You need to go to Niger State, talk to him. Talk to the people that want to conduct the, what's it called? I'm not saying that what she's doing is wrong. I think that a bit of an approach could have been a little better because now, according to them, they feel attacked.
Okay, what I was trying to say earlier when she was talking about when they said if it's poverty that's responsible and anything, she said that when she took over the ministry, she found out that they would organize a lot of programs, but there was no empowerment involved. It was just advocacy. But now she's been able to use the same budgets and stuff to give out, milling machines and different things that will empower women and girls so that they can earn and, be independent and take care of their families also. I initially had, maybe I had the kind of opinion that Chief Owodi Koko had, but when I listened to her and I checked some of the things that she had done, I said, oh, wow, she's actually done this. She's been to about 12 states doing empowerment and all of that for women and all of that. So, again, the problem is that we have been so battered that we have become a palliative loving country.
Yeah. Yeah.
And proper empowerment is what we need for people, everybody, to be able to stand on their own. Then again, we won't be talking about marrying people off as a way of...
The idea of marrying them off, even if they're not underage, they're 18, 25, it should still be voluntary. It shouldn't be the idea of...
Yeah.
Because the minute... but the sad part is that the minute they're not underage, you also cannot tell them not to do whatever it is because they'll tell you that it's voluntary.
I'm going back to that woman's action. Do you remember that even when the story came on to Mbumba, right? You remember when the story came
Apostle Shola and his love for Southeast women.
Okay.
Be objective, Olusho.
Okay. Thank you very look. Cheers. Apostle Shola.
Olusho. So from today,
that is sweet.
Olusho.
Apostle Shola or Olusho. Okay. Now it was quite hurtful. It was no, don't break this thought. We're coming back to you later. It was a sudden bang on my head, even at the boomba. But what? Why would the speaker do that? Couldn't we have gone through some empowerment, projects for these lovely women, okay, to have been so established, rather than use that as a constitutional? There was one name he used, project.
So he did. He was so for the
woman. Maybe you will look at the way fine. But honestly and really sincerely, she made a point. If she didn't make that shout, right? That thing would have sailed through. And if it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's done.
So I'm not adverse to.
Don't go back there because.
No. Excuse me, sir. Please, sir. You are not me, and I'm not you. I'm not adverse. To this. I am not adverse to this comment, Tokumbo. I actually love it. But it's not just Southeast women that I love. I love all women. Do you understand? And
Basically,
I have been a major advocate for women affairs a lot. I worked with the Female Football Foundation for years. I'm still a member of that group. But what I was just trying to say is that we need to balance things. We're not just going to go and say, oh, because everybody's swimming one way. And I know that nobody else will do it, so I always take it upon myself, and I don't feel any bad. Olusho is good.
Okay,
I like Olusho too.
Chief Orikoko says, I agree if the men want to leave, but let them leave. But Oluchi, Ngozi, Chisom, and Nkechi are not going anywhere.
So you see, Chief Orikoko also loves women.
No,
Southeast
no.
or not?
That he's fighting for them doesn't mean he loves
Oh,
them.
yeah,
them.
oh, yeah.
He loves them. He doesn't.
Anyway,
We love women.
Let him
moving
say
on
it
from
with
that. Moving on
Is
from
you
that
love
quickly.
women?
Another very interesting gist
Yeah.
that where Ipo asked, you want us to sleep on it, but lie
Let's go.
will not happen.
Let's go on it.
Minimum wage issue. We were here when we talked about how the labor unions, the NLC and TUC, came out with outrageous figures. There was one time it was 400 and plus
600,000.
thousand. Then it was 615,000, and they've been going on about the 615,000 for a while. Now the NLC and TUC are saying that they're abandoning talks with the federal government, as the federal government is proposing 48,000 naira minimum wage, and the organized private sector is proposing 54,000 naira. So I'm guessing 48 and 54,000 naira. All close now.
Yeah.
All close. All close.
We have to
But
be.
in reality, they're not the same.
No, it's close.
Actually,
It's 54,650.
You look, but
Oh.
it's money. It's money. We're talking about money.
I get what you're saying, but I'm still saying that it's still very close.
Okay.
We're coming from 615, no?
in reality,
And you remember what you said when they brought that 650?
Because they are mentally unbalanced.
But the issue or the people?
The people.
Okay.
in reality,
Okay.
the 615,000 naira minimum wage that the Nigerian Organized Labor Group is asking for is completely outrageous, and it makes my blood boil. Like I'm like,
sorry, one
are
second.
you-
Chief Orikoko says, let's be clear, nobody actually earns minimum wage in civil service.
yeah,
Yes,
I was
of
gonna,
course.
I was going to come
Oh
to
yeah,
that.
something we've said a lot.
We've said it a
We
lot
said it
here.
here.
You know,
Yeah.
so asking for 615 minimum wage means that from level
It's madness.
from level 4 Abi or whatever.
Sorry, be any maybe like 700K. See, and I said, and you said I should not say
There's
that
no-
they are
Please
schizophrenic.
don't. We are still in
There's
the,
a
there's
bit
still the
of-
process.
There is no country.
Let's go.
There is
with
no
it.
country in the world that will survive that move, going from a minimum wage of 30,000 to 600,000 plus, and you will expect your economy to still be buoyant. It's
They
not
are not
possible.
mentally
It doesn't
balanced.
make any sense. However, what is realistic is that the federal government has already done the 25-30% salary increment
increase.
across board. Then minimum wage is a different discussion, and they are saying, okay, 45. I'm even expecting them to jack it up to 60K.
48.
You know,
48.
sorry, 48. Thank you for the correction. 48. I'm expecting a minimum of 60, 70K as minimum wage. That way, level 4 will be like 100 and something and all of that, yeah? But you don't have to agree with me. It's just me talking. Do I have the stats? I don't. But at the end of the day, we must be careful the amount of money we push into the system. This does not make any sense whatsoever, and this is more realistic.
And you know,
48,000 minimum wage is more realistic
54,000
because the 30,000 is still not being paid by several states.
Exactly. You know, it's interesting. I was what you said. It's interesting how the federal government have brought up their own and the private sector, because we also need to realize that these labor unions too be expecting the private sector to follow suit,
push up,
and that's why I said that 48 to 54,000. There's a way that you can still meet in the middle. 48,000 to 615. Outrageous. Anyway, Peter Man says the current Labour Congress chairman wants to run for governor. I hope you guys know that. Exactly. You know, maybe he should actually be a governor, and then we'll understand how these things are run.
Yeah, again, if he gets to pull off
come
some kind of increment
This is a joke.
under
right?
his tenure as Labour chairman, he can use it as a campaign. Look, I was the one that was behind Then when you now
then
get
you
there,
don't get it there, then it becomes a problem.
He's not yet there. Oh, don't even.
When you
No,
get
no,
there,
no, I'm just saying.
when
You
you
don't
get
think it would be
there,
nice?
we're just
so
proceeding.
that
We're just
when he becomes governor,
Person.
when he sees the things
Let
on
him-
ground,
let him
then
face what
you
is on
would,
ground now.
then
There's
you
a
would
bit of
realize that it just doesn't make any sense. According
So-
to TUC, they're saying that the 48,000 naira is
what?
basically nonsense talk.
so
that was how they put it. Nonsense
That
talk.
it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't
I'm
make
not.
sense.
I'm not going to ask you to store up on if you live in Nigeria. Start saving up money first, then leading up to a few days from now, when they decide to down tools, because that's what they're going to do. They're going to try to shut down the whole country. This is what Labour will do. I'm predicting it already. So if it's foodstuffs and non-perishable items, please buy them, because it might just turn out to be some kind of long winding strike of sorts. They seem to be very coordinated, and they know where to hurt you. It's going to be from the supply of petrol and power. They know how to shut down those things. And of course, the banks will most likely not work. This is not a prophet of doom saying anything. I'm just saying, if you live in Nigeria, remember I'm Olusho, so
Well,
if you
the
live
truth
in,
is that-
can I just make my point and you can take me out? No problem. The truth is, if you live in Nigeria, start showing up your funds and some items that are non-perishable. Then towards the time when they call their strike, buy the perishable items. We don't know how long it will be, and I don't see the government backing down. I don't see this
It doesn't
government
even make
going
any
to
sense.
600,000.
Does it make any sense to go on strike? That is the problem.
Oh, no,
Delupo.
yes,
oh, it
Let me
does,
explain.
it does,
Let
it
me
does.
let me explain. Let me
Okay.
explain. Because you know why? Because really and truly, your first step out was bad. They're not
Anyway,
going to turn back and say, okay, we now take that 40 something percent.
sadly, I think that they're still going to end up taking it, because there's at the end of the day, I checking it out. The
Yeah.
government asking you to be on a committee, having a conversation with you, is just due. They're just being magnanimous. No, I'm being honest. According to the law, they do not need the labor unions to increase or reduce minimum wage. They do not.
They should discuss.
I'm just saying, even the discussion
okay, go ahead.
is literally just say, okay, just
So it's a
they're just being,
privilege.
it's a privilege. They're just being
Oh.
magnanimous.
Oh.
They are not bound under the law. They are just a union. They are not.
How many times have you heard that the minimum wage was increased based on the input of Nigerian Labour Congress? How many times?
They're not. So take it as a privilege, and then you want to take the privilege. It doesn't make any sense. Another set of people that seem to be gearing up for strike in 2 weeks' time is ASU. That's the Academic Staff Union of Universities. They're threatening that there will be, if the government does not pay them the remaining 3.5 months that the former president did not pay them, they are going to those. So they're claiming that the number of 8 months that that they did not work, that these people have got back to work and they've doubled up and they've closed up the gap. So the government should pay them because they've worked for that. They also say that some of their workers have not gone on leave for about 3 to 4 years, but you were at home for 8 months. How many years leave is that? That's like 6. No, that's about 6 or 7 years leave.
All right.
So-
I'm not going to bash ASU. I like bashing them because I think they are completely out of touch with reality. I think the president of Nigeria made a mistake by agreeing to pay them for not working. You know,
Yeah.
it's a no work, no pay situation. We see strikes in Sena climbs and how there have been several strikes in the UK in the last 2 years, and you see them, they can't go past a certain number of days.
Or you won't get paid.
Because they know they're not going to get paid. But in Nigeria, they can go on strike for 8 months, get what they want, and still get paid for not working. And this is a scam. That's all I see. But I said I'm not bashing now, so.
You have just done that.
Since, Mr. President, Mr. Bola Tinubu, sir, since you've agreed, please pay them. Since you've agreed, pay
I
them.
think he brought it upon himself. I
But
think
you
that
shouldn't have,
the
but since you agreed,
work
pay them.
that the former government had done to to keep ASU at bay, you decided to open the can all over again. Chief Owanikoko says, please, any updates on the price control board? The federal government should not increase the wages without a price control board, especially for essential communities like food, commodities. I'm sure it's like food and transport services.
Okay.
There's not been any update on that,
True.
but if there is, we would.
This is an amazing content.
True.
I'm sorry,
True.
comment.
Comment.
Thank you, sir.
True.
Because we need to be careful
Very, very
the way we
true.
just want to throw money into the system.
Yes, I agree.
And you know,
with you.
market women are always watching out for that thing.
They
Yeah.
increase their
Well,
prices.
Shout out to you know, the funny thing is that I wanted to
Immediately.
also point out that as much as a lot of people have been going on about the fact that inflation is increasing, the new rate for inflation came out
23
yesterday.
something, yeah.
But however, if you actually sit down and look at the breakdown, it is actually not increasing. What is happening is that even though it's increasing, the rate of increase has actually dropped.
Yeah.
So
It
it's
will take
not,
a few months
It will
if
take
this
a few months for it to reflect. But it is not increasing as fast as it was in the last couple of months.
Yeah, I want to quickly just digress to beg you guys, please like, comment, and share. Don't forget to liking this videos helps other people see it. Share it too, and subscribe. We beg of you. Share our videos with people who you feel will like it too, and subscribe. Or even if they don't like it, we're here for that. It's a bar. Thank you.
You want to say something quickly?
No, I just wanted to say that, the upward trend is what we should look at. The rate at which it's climbing. Which
Okay, but I asked
was
you
nice
if
you
you had
picked it
a
out.
comment, and you said no, but you still went ahead to say something.
Comment about what?
No, never mind. Never mind.
Oh, no,
Just-
let me.
No,
let
that
me-
was just.
Stop
Hey.
minding you.
No. It's
Anyway,
not,
don't worry.
well, if you do that, it's not right. We're at the bar. I'm not defending. I'm not going to argue with you in any point.
Okay, we
But
have 3 minutes.
3
Anyway,
minutes.
yes.
No, it's not possible.
The Emirates is set to resume
Check your
Lagos
time.
Dubai flights October 1st. Kudos to the Minister of Aviation. This is the first time in a while that people do not finally jump on stories. So yesterday he had announced that he had a meeting with the envoy of the UAE, and they were going to announce when the flights were going to resume.
Yeah.
So he definitely waited for that.
So a big shout out to all the people who actually made this happen. A lot of Nigerians actually depend on that route for business and other things. So good thing that the Emirates is going to go there. But it must be reciprocal too. We need to have Nigerian Airlines also flying that route.
Yeah, so it's October 1st that is happening. Okay. So finally, Governor Fubara is saying that his enemies have been defeated. Keep in mind, about 5 of his people in the cabinet resigned yesterday. This same set of people that resigned earlier before President Tinubu had that resolution with them. So we will see where the drama in Rivers State is going. Quickly before we go, Peterman says, please lock up any landlord that increases rent because of wage increase. All the usual BS. Dollars don't go up. Waiting concern dollar for rent money need to
Honestly,
it's ridiculous.
And you know, I hope that the price control board will also be involved in things like rent.
Yeah. It definitely needs to be. Anyway, on that note, that is all we have to take today on the bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you very, very much for watching. There are a lot of things that we did not go through, but we definitely, if we can bring them, we would bring them to you tomorrow. And anyway, Sha, they have released Portable in case you're.
And they released Portable, and Portable has released a song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Portable.
Anyway, on that note, thank you very much for a comment. Thank you for watching us today. We'll be back again tomorrow
Namaste.
at 3 p.m. West African time.
Danke
Have a
schön.
beautiful, beautiful day ahead.